Code Vein is a Dark Souls-like game.
Neo owes a lot to Dark Souls. That's a phrase you hear all the time these days.
It's just like Dark Souls. The Surge has Souls-like combat, but it's best approached from a bloodborne state of mind. Wow!
It's just like Dark Souls! It is just like Dark Souls!
Just like Dark
Souls! It is just like Dark Souls!
Dark Souls!
I mean, it is just like Dark Souls!
Just like Dark Souls!
It's just like Dark Souls! It is just like Dark Souls! It is just like Dark Souls!
Just like Dark Souls!
It is just like Dark Souls!
Just like Dark Souls!
It is
Just like Dark Souls. That's just like Dark Souls.
Just like Dark Souls.
Just like Dark Souls.
God, you were normal yesterday.
Hey guys, Kevin here. I'm a game developer and designer, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how games journalists compared every difficult new game release to Dark Souls, so much so that it became a meme. Then I'll cover a bit about why it's so common to see these comparisons in journalism, and how it came to create the Souls-like or Souls-born genre. Let's throw it back to games journalism circa 2017, the year following the release of Dark Souls 3. Members of the games community often saw the Souls games as a niche series due to its difficulty curve, but in the first year alone, Dark Souls 3 sold over 3 million copies and was critically acclaimed. This all led up to the release of a game in May of 2017 called The Surge, a role-playing game in a sci-fi setting with combat and progression heavily inspired by the Souls series. With Dark Souls 3 fresh on the minds of journalists and players alike, it became an easy comparison for every journalist to make.
Developer Deck 13 assimilates the difficult and labyrinthine styles of games like Bloodborne and Dark Souls.
Today we're talking about The Surge. This game, for those of you that don't know, it's essentially a Dark Souls style sci-fi game.
The Surge is a Dark Souls style futuristic corpse run.
The meme comparing games to Dark Souls first began with a Twitter account called X Meets Dark Souls, all the way back in 2014, but it wasn't until 2017 when PewDiePie mocked the journalist comparisons to The Surge that the meme began to take flight.
It's just like Dark Souls!
Funnily enough, the spread of this meme mocking them did not stop journalists from linking new games to Dark Souls. The meme peaked in October of 2017 after the release of Cuphead, the Dark Souls of 2D platformers. Or was that Hollow Knight? Regardless, as years passed, the meme was beginning to reach a stage of post-irony. People were relating games to Dark Souls as a joke so much that it simply became a way to legitimately describe a game's style or genre. This is not uncommon. Though we don't see the same comparisons we used to, we often see it packaged in new wrapping. X is like Y with Z.
There's nothing quite like Scarlet Nexus, a game that combines inspirations from fast-paced character action games of the Devil May Cry and Bayonetta school with epic JRPGs the likes of the Persona and Tales of series.
More like a combination of traditional Tales combat and a character action game like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, which looks more like something out of Guilty Gear Xrd.
Horizon Zero Dawn with rodents isn't exactly the worst description for Biomutant. Hell, it even features a robot horse. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Borderlands, Devil May Cry.
This is generally the formula journalists use to describe games to people. It's easier to like an experience that's difficult to describe in a few words to an experience you've already had. For example, if someone has never seen the color purple, you can use other colors they may have seen to help describe it. It's like blue mixed with red. Okay, another example. Back in 1993, the game Doom was released, and following its release came what was known as Doom clones. There was no easy, agreed-upon term to define the first-person shooter genre yet, so players and journalists simply referred to them as Doom clones. The term corridor shooter was thrown around as well, but it was easiest to refer to first-person shooters as simply being clones of Doom because of their similarities. Doom wasn't the first FPS game, and wasn't even the first popular one. However, Doom was on another level. With over 20 million players within the first 2 years of the game's release, the game's impact on the industry was extensive. But is the impact of Dark Souls enough to warrant the descriptor of the Souls-like genre? We first began to see use of the term Souls-like from the YouTuber VaatiVidya, who is known for his deep dives into the lore of Dark Souls. Back in 2014, when reviewing Lords of the Fallen, Vaati mentions how he believes simply referring to the game as a Souls clone isn't a constructive way to think about critiquing games inspired by Dark Souls.
I prefer to think about the Souls series as genre-defining. Lords of the Fallen simply represents the first in a coming trend.
He called this new subgenre Souls-like. In 2019, since the "just like Dark Souls" meme died down, the term Souls-like and Soulsborne began to rise in popularity, unironically. The problem with Dark Souls comparisons early on was the lack of consensus of what makes a game Souls-like. At first, when gamers saw a journalist say a game is like Dark Souls, it simply meant that the game was difficult or had a high barrier to entry. Over time, the definition began to develop. For a game to be like Dark Souls, the game needed to have some sort of experience system or currency that could be lost on death, or a target lock-on system for focused one-on-one combat, a health and stamina system that relies on limited resources that can only be regained at a bonfire or checkpoint, a dodge roll, or maybe even a circular level design with shortcuts and an interconnected world. The problem with these defining traits is their presence in other well-defined genres and games. Dark Souls itself could be defined as a third-person action-adventure role-playing game with elements of Metroidvania level design and can be played in single-player, co-op, and PvP in a dark fantasy setting. Look at how many different genres Dark Souls itself can arguably fall under. It may be debatable if it would be considered Metroidvania-esque or an adventure game, but the point stands. Games are often built upon mix-matching genres together to build something unique through familiar structures. Now, when games replicate multiple structures from the same game or genre, it can begin to feel like a ripoff or clone. Due to the success of the Souls series, we begin to see a lot of those types of games. Even when a game does divert from the design of Dark Souls and individual mechanics, as long as the core gameplay loop mimics that of a Souls game, it may add Souls-like onto the many genres that game may be a part of. Ultimately, I think constantly likening games to one another can sometimes be exclusionary or nebulous, but it's a simple and effective way for players to better understand the vibe of a game without actually playing it. Games are unique in this sense. Understanding how a game feels to play through quick descriptions is difficult to convey. At this point, most gamers know Dark Souls. It even won the Ultimate Game of All Time award at the Golden Joystick Awards last week. When you refer to a game as a Souls-like, people get an idea of what that game is. I know many people complained about the usage of these comparisons, but we've been using the term roguelike since the 1980s, and most people don't even know what the game Rogue is. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and if you want to see more videos like this, let me know what kind of topics you would like them to be about. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.